Welcome back to another episode of the Miami Heat Roundtable. My name is Amir. Today we got Trent. You can find him at the Miami Heat Network. We got Martel. You can find him at the Miami Heat Zone podcast. How's it going, guys?
Well, make sure that you guys subscribe to the channel. Listen, I'm pushing the 5K. Trent's pushing the 5K. Make sure that you guys get Amir to 5K. And we thank you guys for all the support before we begin.
Yep, and don't forget Ernest, our boy. He's not here today. He's on his path to 5,000 as well. So subscribe to Ernest's channel. So, guys, we haven't had a roundtable in a while. I think the last one we had was our episode with Caleb Daniels. So make sure to go check that out. But it's the off season. It's August. It's still slow. Like we're almost a month away from training camp. So in media day. So I think in the next 3 to 4 weeks, things will finally pick up. And then preseason is going to come around in like 6 weeks from now. So we'll have some games we can actually watch again. But either way, I wanted to hop on, talk to you guys about a few different topics today. One specifically, Martel and I did talk about this in a Heat Chronicle episode, but Trent wanted to get your opinion to start off. Tyler Herro mentioned recently that he thinks the Miami Heat next season can be contenders even without making any substantial trades or moves in free agency. Talked about your favorite subject, health. If the Miami Heat are healthy, he thinks the Miami Heat will be contenders. What are your thoughts on that?
Delusional, delusional. Listen, even the NBA players are bored right now, so they just start chatting about random stuff. Well, it's not random. I mean, I get it, what he's trying to get at and stuff like that. But Tyler Herro, bro, you're the one that mainly needs to be healthy, right? Like you're the one that's been missing all the games. You're our young stud to help us possibly win a championship with Bam Adebayo, and you're hardly there during the regular season. F the playoffs. We need you during the regular season so we can get a good seeding and so we can get good matchups and so we can get farther in the playoffs. A lot of Heat fans say we don't care about seeding. Let's just take it the hard way. Why are we going to do it the hard way? Y'all complained about the Boston Celtics. They had it too easy. You know why? Because they took the regular season serious and they got the number one seed. I get it. Injuries happen. But at the end of the day, the Celtics still was going to win the championship. It just probably would have took a little bit more games with these other teams. But they actually competed in the regular season. So Tyler Herro, if you maintain to stay healthy, I see you getting stronger over there. I seen you got some tattoos involving the Miami Heat. Let's see if you're a Heat lifer. I don't know, but you got to prove people wrong this year because this is like a make or break year for you, and I think for the Miami Heat in general, right? Like if the Miami Heat go out there and get bounced out in the first round again, stuff is getting broken up. Jimmy might be gone. Bam's obviously going to stay. He's our cornerstone piece, but Tyler's going to be out of there. And I think they rely on this Kelel Ware, Jaime Jovic, young core, and Kashad Johnson, all these other young players. And to be honest with you guys, I'm at the point where if it's mid-season and we're struggling, I'm to the point where it's just like, let's just have fun next year. And when I say have fun, let's just grow these young guys, right? Like, let's put no expectations on this Miami Heat team and let's go out there and have fun because these expectations for this team is just, it's not happening. It's just not. I don't care what anybody says. Tyler's saying we can win the East and win the championship. No, we're not. Maybe we can go to the playoffs and make a Eastern Conference playoff run, but we've been doing that. I've been saying that to you guys for years now. We've been doing that. Like that's not an accomplishment no more. And we've been to the finals twice. We didn't win. Those are no longer accomplishments. When you get there and continue to lose, just to get there again, that doesn't make me happy. Get the job done. So I get why he's saying it. You can't say anything else, like media wise, or they're just gonna come at you. But yeah, I'm not buying it. I'm really not buying it.
Yeah, Martel. So the front office is also saying the same thing. So like a player obviously needs to be confident in his team before the season starts. Obviously believes in himself, believes in his teammates. So of course he's going to say that to be positive, but the front office has even said that we like this team. They've said that so many years in a row. We have enough. Like we're running it back with the same core for the sixth time. And Trent mentioned this is Tyler's last chance. This is Jimmy's kind of last opportunity. We've been saying that for so long, and injuries we've been plagued with those the entire Jimmy Butler build. And to Trent's point, if we do falter for the first half of the season and we're like 20 and 28 or whatever it may be at All-Star break, there could be a real possibility of one, we either trade Tyler Herro if anybody wants him out there, or even Jimmy Butler because of that expiring contract, because he's going to have that player option. So there could be a world where we might have to even trade Jimmy Butler. But before we get to that point, though, Martel, what do you think about the front office saying that they think we have enough if healthy, and just also your thoughts on Tyler's sentiment?
So I see why they say they have enough, only because think about all the moves that they've made. They've made decent moves. Could they have made better moves? Yes, I totally agree. They could have made better moves in terms of why is Caleb Martin, like and Haywood Highsmith playing the four next to Bam about 2 years in a row. And, once Kyle Lowry really started to decline, I think they should have moved off of him a little bit quicker. But they also made a lot of moves that just didn't work out. Kyle Lowry, Victor Oladipo, no one's going to expect that Tyler Hero's going to break his hand. Then he misses 40 games. Then Terry Rozier, you trade him, you give him a first-round pick. His neck is injured. Duncan Robinson's back. Jimmy Butler. So I understand why they say that, they have a competitive team. And I still think they can contend because they have Jimmy, Bam, Tyler, and Terry. 4 20-point-per-game scorers. Have we been able to see that on the court? No. But I'm still hopeful with Eric Spoelstra. And if you're telling me that Eric Spoelstra cannot help a team in Terry, Tyler, Jimmy, and Bam, then how is he the best coach in the NBA? I think he's the best coach in the NBA, along with Jaime Jaquez Jr., which I think he's going to have a really good season, and I think he's going to shock a lot of people. Duncan Robinson, he's coming back healthy, which he has more of a well-rounded game. Now, to say that they can compete with the Boston Celtics, to be honest, that's the only team that I fear. I don't fear Cleveland. I think Orlando is a good young team. I think we're a better team or a better well-rounded team than the Orlando Magic. The Milwaukee Bucks, Dame got a year older, and Giannis is carrying all the work. I don't really believe in that team either. The 76ers, Paul George and Joel Embiid, they have to be healthy first before they even talk about championship. So really, it's really us and the Miami Heat, like in the Boston Celtics, all over again. Because there's so many different things that can break our way in terms of, look at last year. The Boston Celtics had a cakewalk to the NBA Finals. And even when they were in the NBA Finals, they played a Luka Doncic that was hurt. So at the end of the day, you could really never count out this Miami Heat team because so many different things can go our way in a season. So many different things can happen to other teams. All I'm saying is, obviously, we didn't want to run it back. But I'm very excited to see what does this team look like with everybody healthy, at least for the first 10 games.
Trent, what are your thoughts on that? Martel only fearing the Boston Celtics. Because, I mean, if healthy, the Knicks and the Sixers, even the Bucks, which is a big if because obviously Middleton's knee's cooked, but he is their third option, which is a damn good scoring option when healthy. Can the Miami Heat compete with that upper echelon? We already know that you think the Magic might be even leapfrogging the Miami Heat next season. So, I mean, it's a big if, but
I'll
what are
say
your
this.
thoughts?
There's a lot of better regular season teams because the Miami Heat are a terrible regular season team. However, this is why we need to take the regular season seriously as well because we have a bunch of games. We're playing Washington, we're playing Charlotte, we're playing Orlando, we're playing all these crappy teams to start the season. There's no excuse for us to be 8-8. The only really hard team on paper that we're going to be playing within the first 10 games is the New York Knicks. Other than that, we need to be winning some more games to start off the season the proper way.
I will say too, early in the schedule, we play Orlando Magic a lot. So, whatever his name is, Unk, that bet's still going on because we play them early in the year. We play them. We play them. We play them a lot. So that'll be interesting to see. Like I said, I'm rooting for this Miami Heat team, but they just haven't really shown me enough these last couple of years. Everybody wants to call me a hater. Everybody wants to call me a fake fan, but I just call how it is. I'm an NBA fan at the end of the day. So I view all these other teams, and I don't just look at the Miami Heat because when you just look at the Miami Heat aspect, in my opinion, I feel like that's a fan aspect, and you're being a little bit delusional. You got to look at all the teams and see what's going on in the NBA, and that's kind of how I view everything. Like you look at the Western Conference, I think there's teams better than the Miami Heat. You have to win championships. You have to go against the Western Conference. So it's like, oh, we don't care about seeding. Okay, well, we don't care about seeding, but that's why we gassed out against the Denver Nuggets, right? I mean, we like this is little stuff. So it's cool. I get it. But we'll see what happens with the Miami Heat.
You never know. Honestly, like Martel mentioned, Boston had the cakewalk. to the finals because every team that they played against were injured. Mitchell was hurt. Halliburton got hurt. Who else? A few others I can't remember. Luka was obviously banged up with the knee issue. So they did have that, but again, Boston still was the most dominant team in the regular season.
Yeah, they were the most dominant.
They
I'm
were
just
going to win
saying is
anyway.
that
I don't think they
I
needed
would
that, but
have
it just made it
loved to see
easier.
the Heat versus Celtics, though. I would have loved to see the Heat versus Celtics with Terry Rozier.
Yeah, I went all
Terry,
over.
you mean Jimmy? Shit, even just having Jimmy.
No, I mean I already know
team.
what Jimmy gonna do, but the thing is, I want to see what a $20 million point guard that we gave up a first round pick is gonna do.
Well, so when we look at the Eastern Conference, right? You may not fear the Bucks, but they still got a top 3 player in the NBA. So that alone scares me, right? And
but we've beaten him though. But we've beaten him multiple times.
But that's fine though. You still got to
play. Wait, let me interject too real quick. Every time we've beat them, Giannis has missed games. That is fact.
It don't matter though. Listen,
that's not the only reason.
But I'm not fazed by that. I'm not fazed by. Think about it. Their defense flew off a cliff because they lost Holiday.
What do you mean
You
you're
think
not
that Dame's going to play any better defense this year?
They've had injuries. Giannis
But you think that Dame's going to play any better defense?
I think
a year older.
Hold on, Martel. I personally think Dame will have a better year. You got to realize.
I agree.
Dame was out of shape last year, and because he was dealing with mad stuff, he's actually dealing with a divorce. So those, stuff, you know what I'm saying. So I actually think this allegedly. Let me say that. I don't know for sure. I don't know, but I think Dame will play better next year, and it's his second year into the system. So that's also another thing. I'm not saying the Bucks will beat us, and I get we beat the Bucks. I'm just saying the Bucks are not going to be no easy out. You got to go against
no.
And they added some couple pieces over there during the offseason. So did we, right? The Knicks are still going to be competition. You can say we can beat them. Cool. I don't know how the Knicks work everything out, but on paper, they might have the better roster than us, right? I don't know. But, the Celtics, they have the same core. The 76ers, we're talking about if the Miami Heat's healthy. Well, let's say the same thing for the Sixers, right? They're healthy. I think they're very good. Tyrese Maxey's a dog. Tyrese Maxey is a mother effing dog who gets better every single season, and that's scary.
He's 23, and he's only 23.
Dude, you can see the leaps and bounds every year. So if we're talking about health, and that's including the Miami Heat, you have to fear the 76ers because the 76ers retooled their whole team. They have a whole different roster. They have a new bench and a new starting lineup. I will say.
I just said they have to be healthy first. Before we fear them, they need to be healthy first because every single year, Pandemic P is not available, and that big sloppy man Joel Embiid is not available.
But look though, I'll say this, Martel. Paul George is 20 times better than Tobias Harris. So that they already kind of approve right there, right? They already approved that. So Paul George last year played his most games at 72. I think he played 72, 74 games, right? If Paul George is getting about 68, 70 games next year, the 76ers are already going to be a better team because Tobias Harris was a negative towards that 76ers team. So that's already an improvement overall. Then they have our backup rebounder that we wanted in. Like that 76ers team, I'm not trying to hype them up or anything, but on paper, they look very good.
Deep with veterans, to your point, right? Oh, and did we lose them on your end? There, you're back.
Yeah, they're very deep. Very, very deep. And they also signed the dude that dunked over LeBron James. But I'm just in the Olympics. But like the 76ers team is going to be fun and stuff like that. But my question is to you guys is, right, this Khalil Weir thing. And I'm not hating on Khalil Weir because I love Khalil Weir. I think he's going to be awesome. But do y'all think Khalil Weir was the steal of the draft?
Just in terms of people who played, yes. During Summer League.
What does that mean? The 14 guys ahead of him that played, didn't all 14 play ahead of him?
No, because Zach Edey, he got hurt. Listen, from what I've seen in terms of impact, and I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, but it's Summer League. I understand that. But in terms of impact, the Miami Heat won the Summer League tournament in terms of blocking shots, playing defense, dunking the basketball, protecting the rim, just the overall package, the athleticism. I think he could be the steal of the draft. He could be.
Yeah, you can't answer that question, Trent, because he was playing in the Summer League where 60% of those players are not going to be in the NBA, right? They're either going to be in their G League or they're going to go overseas. So he's not playing against NBA talent. So we'll see. So we don't know. Like he could be, to Martell's point. He looks like he's the steal of the summer league in terms of the big men that were drafted ahead of him. Especially we looked at Alex Sarr. You told me that he shot 2 for like 20 or something in summer league, like something horrible. Like just obviously that was a small sample size, like 5 games or whatever. They have similar skill sets, right? I think Sarr is like a better passer than Kalel, but I think Kalel like has a better all around offense. They both can shoot threes, but I think Kalel just looks a little more smoother at this point. But who knows? We'll see. I mean, he has to play against real NBA talent, and only time will tell if he's the steal of the draft. What do you think?
I think we've seen good. I think we've seen good signs, and I think we've seen some stuff that needs to be worked on, and that's fine because at the pick that he got drafted at, you're not supposed to be that number one guy. And coming into this draft, there wasn't really that number one guy like Victor and Zion and Anthony Edwards or whatever the case. You know what I'm saying? Like there was never that franchise guy. Like Alex Carr is not going to be a franchise guy, and maybe he proves me wrong, but I don't think none of these guys are franchise guys. So we've seen a lot of stuff from Kalel Weir, but also his drop defense is fucking horrendous, and that's scary to me. I'm gonna be honest with you. When I say drop defense, and all these guards are gonna attack Kalel Weir. He struggled with that really, really bad. So if Spo is big on defense, he could possibly get kicked off the floor if you're not going to be playing the pick and roll correctly and guarding that lob and guarding the rim and stuff like that. I get we have Bam, but that is a little concerning. But I think we've seen some positive, obviously, with it too.
Yeah, we know what Spo is going to do if you can't fit the defensive scheme. If you're screwing up with your rotations, then he's not going to let you play. Obviously, he's gonna put in Haywood Highsmith at the 4, which is going to piss all of us off, right? Next to Bam Adebayo. Bam's going to be continuing to be our center, possibly. We'll see. But anyway, that's all I had on my end. Do you guys have any other topics you want to cover? Or you think we're good to go? You're on mute, Martel.
Make sure that you guys like, share, comment, subscribe. Trent's pushing to 5K. I'm pushing to 5K. Ernest is pushing to 5K. Amir is pushing to 5K. Make sure that you guys like, share, comment, subscribe, and thank you for all the support.